Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how you can create signs in your custom stories or mods where you will be looking at a specific point or area and it will display a message on the screen. It is very simple actually, and I'm just making this video kind of as a quick filler for as me getting back into making videos because I've been quite busy lately, so I apologize, but hopefully I'll be able to make more videos now. Anyways, let's get on to doing this. So what we will be needing in this video will of course be the map file and the extra english.lang file. So we will not need any scripting for this. It is very simple to do, so you'll likely be able to pick up what is actually happening as long as you understand at least somewhat of what is going on in the extra english.lang file. So let's just start by saying if you are on a Windows computer, this is a Mac if you don't know, you can still use this tutorial because it's done the exact same way. And also if you are missing any of the files that I have right here, you can download them in my description. I already prepared an extra english.lang file that you can use, which looks similar to mine. Mine might look a bit messy since I have quite a lot of text in it. But hopefully you'll be able to understand what I'm going to do. We don't need to do a lot in it, but I just have a lot in there already. But we'll come back to that when we need to. So first of all, we're going to need to open the map file. Right now, this is the custom story folder that I have all my files in, which is located in /custom stories. And I have prepared a little map file that I can use for this example. So I'm just going to open up my level editor. I have a shortcut for it, but you should be able to know where to find it. So I'm just going to open the signs.map. And here we have a very basic map. The only thing it consists of is a light, which makes it more visible, a spawn point, and walls. I also placed in some signs in here that I can use as the example, but they are not necessary in any way. They're just there to symbolize that that's where you can look. If you want to use them, you can use anything. You don't need to use the signs at all, but you can use anything. The signs are found in navigation if you want to check that out. So here's a lot of signs, but what we're going to be needing to actually make the effect of a script or of a text string appear on the screen as you look at it is not an entity, it's an area. So you want to select a sign area right here, and you just want to click or drag, place it anywhere you want. If you click, it'll create this box, and now I can relocate it. I'm gonna place one on top of this one. This is the prison cell sign, so I'm gonna place it there, slightly resize it, and it doesn't need to be that big. Just make sure that it covers the area that you want to look at and that nothing is blocking it from looking at it. It doesn't need to be very small. You can make it somewhat large. Just keep in mind that you cannot interact with things through it, so it's basically like a block. Well, you can walk through it and everything, but you cannot grab items through it. So just don't make it more than it needs to be. Just make it average size. So just place one over there, and yeah, I'm gonna duplicate it with Control D and place another one over here. This one is going to resize to be more flat and more wide, and place it over there. So that's probably a good size, just some slightly over the area, over the sign itself. Now to actually put the sign effect on it, you just go on the area tab right here. It doesn't matter what name it is, because you can just ignore the name unless you're gonna do actual scripting with it, but you can go on the area tab right here, and there are two things to fill in: the category for the text and the entry for the text. So these two are both located in the extra english.lang files, so we're gonna have to write that in there. But let's just say the category I'm gonna call sign. That's gonna be the category. So this is just to organize your extra english.lang file so that you can have all the messages that are gonna appear on signs in a category called sign. So I'm gonna do that, and the entry is going to be let's just call it sign 1, and then we can make the other one sign 2 if you want. You can just name it whatever you want really in both of these. It doesn't really matter. Just, well, don't use special characters. I don't even know if you're able to use special characters in here, but just name it something simple that you can keep track of. And now that we have that in the level, let's just place it on the other one as well by going to text category and use the same category, sign, and another entry, sign 2. So it doesn't really matter what is in there as long as, well, the category, you don't need to have the same category, but I recommend you do so that you keep things organized. And then the entry can be different. It can be the same, it will display the same message or both if the entry is the same, but in most cases you don't want that, but in some you do. So after that I'm just going to save the map, and that will take changes when I load up the map, but of course we're going to need the text in the extra english.lang to for this to work. So I'm going to open that extra english.lang file right here, and I'm just going to place it on the side. And it has a lot of text already, as I said. If you have been working with the custom stories already, you probably have some text in here yourself. Probably not this much though, but these are just combinations of a lot of tutorials I've done so far, so you can just ignore mostly everything of this. Basically what you need to take note of is this part here. So here I have a category name which is called sign. This banner is just to keep things easier to read for me. They're just personal preference, you don't need them. But anyways, what you will need is the very top thing, well, you need diamond brackets and language, and after that you will need diamond brackets category name equals sign. I cannot put these diamond brackets in my description directly, but I can provide a pastebin link if you need this, if you want to copy it from there and paste it into your file if you don't want to write it. Usually what I do, of course you'll need a slash category afterwards when you close it, and a slash language at the end of your file, that is at the very bottom. Usually what I do when I make new entries, I don't write them out, of course. Let's just backspace this one. I just copy it and paste it directly below it, so it's easier to copy paste instead of writing it over again. So I'm gonna, here it says entry name, and the first string right here, category name, needs to be the same as what you selected in the level editor right here. And what you selected or wrote in text entry needs to be the same as the entry name string, this part. And in my case, sign 1. The other one needs to be sign 2. And as long as the category and entry name match what is on the area in the level editor, it's going to display the string that is between the opening and slash closing entry tags. So just make sure that there are no errors in this extra english.lang file, because if there's an error anywhere in this file, the whole file is going to be unusable. Well, of course you're able to fix it, but nothing of it will work until you fix it. So if you, for example, forget a slash entry, slash category, for example, and you open another category within one, and you forget to have this, for example, or this, then the whole file will not work. So if the text is not appearing in your game, that is likely the error. Also make sure that the .lang file is actually a compatible .lang file, because I think I've experienced creating a .lang file myself, which was unable to be used. But anyways, that's likely not the case. If you have any trouble, you can of course download the file I have in my description, because that one is the one I'm using right now, and I can confirm it works. Anyways, now let's just write the little text we want to appear in the game on the sign. So on the sign number 1, I'm just gonna write sign 1 of 2. Actually, I want to use lowercase because uppercase is a little annoying sometimes. Alright, let's just have it like that, as a small sentence. Sign 1 of 2. And in the other one, I might as well just write the expected sign 2 of 2. Period. And there is the text that is going to appear in the game, and this is the second one, and this is the first one. And as long as these match, as I've said, you should be able to get it working. So be sure to save the file, and make sure you've already saved the level, and now we can start up the game and see if it works. Start game. I have loaded a full conversion mod, so it's going to look a bit different from yours, but I can still load custom stories the same way. And this happens sometimes, I'm not sure why, where the custom story doesn't appear in your custom story folder. It usually fixes by restarting the game, but let's just make sure that the custom story settings is assigned the same map, because if it doesn't find the map, it's not going to appear. But since the map has the same name, it's likely just a little bug in the game. I'm not sure why it does that, but restarting the game usually fixes it, for me at least. There we go. So now it's listed in the custom story list. If it doesn't list, restart. If it still doesn't, just make sure that it's actually the same name of the file. Anyways, let's start this. And now we are in this map. It's actually very dark, but it should still be able to work. So now if I walk over to the first sign and look at it, it'll appear this little message, sign 1 of 2, and that is kind of what we wanted. And if I go to the other one and look up, sign 2 of 2, and text is going to be whatever you want it to be. So that is basically it for this quick little tutorial, which probably wasn't as quick as I hoped, but oh well, what can you do? I tend to do things a lot longer than they should. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in any way, shape or form, and if you did, I would really appreciate if you would like the video. It motivates me to make more of these tutorials, and now that I am probably back to making more videos, I didn't make that many over the summer, hopefully I can make more now. I'll have a little list in the description of things I have planned to do now on, but if you have any suggestions, feel free to post them in the comments, and I will read every comment and probably add it to my list of suggestions if I think I'm able to do that video, of course. And yeah, other than that, I will thank you for watching, and I will see you later.